what's a big goal or accomplishment that you're looking to do in the next 12 months?
I say the next 12 months, I would like to purchase another rental. We just purchased our first rental, which is funny as we flip houses, right? Which,
I have a theory on that, so we can get into that.
yeah, here's me like, let's make 20 or 30,000 right now instead of, I don't know, 15 years from now. But for tax purposes, we need to hold on to something because Uncle Sam's taking our money. So we just purchased our first one in Hilliard 2 months ago. That's rented out currently. I would like to purchase another one before year's end. So I would say that'd be my short-term goal. I know you also, on my little questionnaire, asked about 5 years. And I had to really think about this because, again, I'm in survival mode right now. All I can think about is I've got to get my 3-year-old to kindergarten before I can even think about anything. I'm like, I have limited time here.
Yeah.
But I would say for that, I was really thinking about it. Like, I would like to cross over into luxury real estate. Last week, I closed my first deal at 1.24 million. So I'm
Nice.
like, hey, if I can cross over into this, I'm always about how can I do less? How
Yeah.
can I do more by doing less? So,
Yeah.
and I would
Yeah.
tell you, working at that price point, you actually work harder. Like, I work hard, period, but there's something about when you add a couple zeros after somebody's house that it's like, yo, what's going on? Who's coming here? So I am mindful of that. But I would say that would be kind of fun just because it would be a new challenge for me.
Yeah.
So that's probably what I'm looking to accomplish in 5 years, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the whole rental thing, it's funny because I believe it's a personality.
Yeah.
Um, for me, rentals do not excite me at all.
No.
Making the 300, 200, $400 a month, whatever it may be, 500, that doesn't sound exciting to me. But you throw a flip opportunity, or um, I'm starting to look at the Airbnbs, because it
Yeah.
is a little bit more high risk, high reward, but you still kind of get that long term,
Yeah.
hopefully, appreciation. But to me, it's just like a personality. I always tell my clients that, like, hey, you want to get into real estate investing? What do you prefer? And yeah, we don't have a rental yet, mainly because it just doesn't excite me. I'm just not
No.
there yet.
It didn't excite us either. Again, it was like a tax thing. I thought we started thinking like, oh, that makes sense for write-off purposes. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm someone's landlord now, but that's never excited me. Like even now on my phone, we're only a couple weeks in and I'm already getting texts. I'm like, I have time for this. But it doesn't make sense to have a property manager at the current moment.
Yeah.
Oof, like, but Airbnbs is something that was an item that I wanted to flirt with as well. I do have a couple friends that own a few. It does seem pretty good, especially in Columbus. It's something you want to tap into before they start putting restrictions on us, like in other states. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Our first one's in Texas, so we'll see how that goes.
okay.
But so 5 years is to really, work smarter, right? Not harder. And, I think it's the natural progression. I know some people view teams a certain way. But, again, life by design, right? And
Yeah,
one of the easiest things for you to kind of give up would be the buy side business, and build
yeah,
out the team around that. And now you're focusing on the listings, the high end, whatever the case may be. Like for me right now, I'm really thinking of how can I completely get rid of buy side business? The only buy side business I would ever do would be new builds. Again,
yeah.
time invested, right?
Mhm.
And only focus on any listings that come my way. So, and then again, it's scale, right? Now you have more time to kind of either spend time with family, grow the business, focus on the investment side. And I saw you just did a flip that you never even stepped into, right?
Yeah. So, that's honestly probably one of five that I have not. We did one in Dayton. I never saw it. I couldn't. I mean, it sounded amazing. It's to the point even our contractor knows us. Like he picked out everything for the house. He's probably like, look, they want this color. They want because here's the thing. I'm not. There's no HGTV here. I don't need to go make every house have certain things. There's no personality. We don't want to put too much personality into it. So
Yeah.
we have probably like three standard designs that we use. Depending on what neighborhood, and we might add a couple extra, but for the most part, we're going to do baseline items. Just what's going to get people in the door that's pretty neutral.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, I mean, I do look at pictures of the homes, but my husband is more feet on the ground for some of these houses. I do more of the comps and making sure we're priced out well. We do a lot of wholesale purchases. Some wholesalers don't have a grip on pricing, so we like to double check that on the realtor side.
Yeah.
But as far as like designing and things like that, like we already have that down to a science. So I give my input on it. We pick things from a distance. And if I have time, I get over there. It is nice to walk it though, and for reference calls. If someone calls me like, hey, what about this down here? And I'm like, oh my God, I get it. So I don't, that's not something that I lean on or pride
Yeah.
myself on.
Right. Right.
But if it's a quick turnaround and I don't have time to get in there, my husband's been in there. I feel like that's the closest thing to me being there myself. I go off of that and work from there.
Have you guys ever looked into house hacking new builds? I call it house hacking new builds, but investing in new builds and flipping them.
Yeah, so we thought about that, especially 2 years ago for sure.
Yeah.
I had a couple houses that I wish I would have bought. It was Reynoldsburg address, but Pickerington schools. And I'm like, darn it, had I bought one, I know for a fact I could have sold that. Probably
Yeah.
could have put a sign in the yard day one of it closing and would have made a ton of money. But, those are a little bit higher. Like we try to stay under 300 if we're going to do a flip as far as like purchasing it. On the buy side, we like to be under 300.
Yeah.
I'm not really comfortable going over that mark. I mean, if
It's
the there, let's do it. But you have to take into account too, like there's going to be more quality that goes into that flip. The expectation of materials they're going to change. So,
yeah.
um, it's worth it. It just has to be the right house.
Yeah, no, we're doing one right now, and over the last 2 years, it's been great for the people that have been doing it. Now we'll see what happens with the way interest rates have been going, and you're speculating for a longer length of time, which most investors don't like. But
No.
if you can get in the first, second, third phase, that builder is going to artificially inflate your value for you, especially over the last 2 years. Now we'll see what happens. I think in Columbus will be a little bit. We'll be okay with Intel and everything that's coming
Absolutely.
in. But being strategic with that. I mean, my mentor, my team lead, he's on his fourth one, of doing it. Building the spec. So basically, you're building to compete against the builder.
Yeah.
Um, and over the 12 months that it's taking them now to build every month, I mean, he got in first phase, we got in second phase, and they already increased 10 grand.
Oh yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so, so we're doing a little bit of that right now, and it's just an interesting, just a different way of. And here's the best part: you're putting typically 5% down, 7% down, 3% down to even get the process started, and the rest doesn't even do till closing.
Yeah. And
So
you're going to get 3% of that back when you close on the buy side. So, I mean, you're basically using your commission to purchase the property up front.
100%. And hey, I already told my wife if things go sideways, we might be moving into it, and then I'm
Well,
buying
I
it
have to
for
live there, but
I'm buying it for 5%.